Hey guys, sorry I'm a little late here. Um, ah, Happy to have you all here. Grateful, grateful for this time. I've been thinking of you guys all day long, and the message today comes from the sixth stanza from the prayer of Saint Francis, um, and it goes like this: "O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console." Welcome, everybody. I wanted you to at least hear that one piece of the stanza that comes out right smack in the middle of St. Francis' prayer. It is a doozy. And I've been thinking about it all day long because I remember as a kid, um, if my older siblings used to if my older siblings used to make fun of me or make me feel bad, I would say to them, "Meanie, meanie, 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 meanie," and I just had this sense that they were being mean to me, and I wanted to be consoled. And I think, my suspicion is we all want to be consoled right now. I mean, look, we're facing some pretty tough stuff, and I recognize that there's a lot of need out there right now, and we have lost a sense of control. We've lost power. We've lost the ability to really control a lot of our lives, and feel like we have some mastery over the lives that we've been led to think that we can control. And I guess there's a certain freedom in that, just as St. Francis was talking about, um, because he's gone through where there is hatred, let me sow love, where there is injury, pardon, where there is doubt, faith, where there is darkness, light, where there is sadness, joy. These are what things that we've been discussing for the last many nights. And now he begins this with, "Oh, Divine Master." Now, I want to kind of pause there and just sort of let that saturate. You for a minute, because, and I'm smiling as I say this, because did he really know that he wasn't really specifically talking about the God of Christianity? I mean, remember that St. Francis was dealing with 13th century activity, the Crusades. He was working with Christianity. He was working with Catholics. He was working with Protestants. He was working with Muslims. Okay, and no doubt in my mind that he also was working with the Jewish population as well. So he knew that phrase, "Oh, Divine Master," could apply to everyone, everyone. And I don't think it's a mistake. I think that he was trying very, very, very hard to kind of blanket his message to all religious faiths. And it's, and there's no doubt in my mind too that he probably would have incorporated some of the Eastern traditions as well, because he was built that way. Look at this message. This is a golden rule message. This is why it's so universally spoken through so many traditions, and why I chose it, because it is something that applies to everyone in this community, in this sort of unity that we have as a human race right now, where we are being asked to reconnect in ways that, holy moly, in ways that probably we've never had the ability to do before, at least not in my generation, right? Um, and the other reason I think this is so cool is that he's delegated the mastery of this moment to his understanding of God. And in a sense, so must we. So must we. I mean, let's face it. We got to find the joy in this. We have to find the peace in this. We have to find the calm. We have to find the reassurance that we are being cared for, like children being cared for by their parents. And and yes, holy smokes, like I said this earlier about wanting to be consoled. I mean, think of all the things that we've gone through in life. When we've been disappointed, when we've been sad, when we have felt pain, when we have felt abused, when we have felt denied and rejected. I mean, these are all moments in our human condition where we want somebody to say to us, oh, poor guy. Let me console you. We seek, and we seek that kind of reassurance that somebody loves us, right? Um, so what St. Francis is saying, that that's a very disempowering place to be. Okay, if we're really believing that we are supported and guided and uplifted and challenged and loved by a loving God, what is the alternative? The alternative is, in some ways, to turn the other cheek, right? As Jesus would say. And I'm using that in a different way in tonight, but to turn the table on needing to be consoled and to see this as an opportunity to reach out and actually lift up, to elevate people to an understanding, and that maybe what is happening to them is a bit of a reconciliation. It is a reckoning. It is a reckoning, if you will, to console, to get out there and to take what our positive and joyful nature to the world around us. Look, that may be a half glass full way of looking at things. Maybe I'm looking at it with the rose colored glasses, as maybe my good father would say. But I really believe that the only way to get through a crisis like this is to have faith, is to console other people that are going through some hard stuff, and to witness and recognize, to witness and to recognize and appreciate and be grateful for those around us that are doing their darndest to be safe, to be healthy, to care for those as best they can. And in a world right now that is seemingly coming apart at the seams, and these numbers start to get kind of scary, it is a worldwide crisis right now. And I am not saying bury your head in the sand. I am not saying run to the hills. I am not saying go out there and buy a gun and accumulate your ammunition. What I'm saying is arm yourself with love, arm yourself with care, arm yourself, if you will, with the grace that God has given all of us. Oh, Divine Master, so much seek to be consoled as to console. Seek not so much to be consoled as to console. Um, so let's take this time, and again, let's find the chance to dig down deep and to find the peace that, in some ways, passes all understanding. And what I want to do here is try to set the stage for about 7 or 8 minutes of just clear meditation. You've probably been having a busy day. Some of you I know who are online are nurses. Some of you have been on the front lines. Some of you know other people who are on the front lines. Some of you know perhaps loved ones that have come down with this virus and are struggling with what that may mean. And then some of us are still really kind of frantically despairing because our lives have been so disrupted. So disrupted. We're afraid to go to the store without wearing a mask and wearing gloves. And I get it. We all have to do that right now. This is a whole new reality. But take a moment. Take a moment to pause. So try to get settled in your seat. And put your feet on the ground. You know, I'm sitting kind of on a stool, and my energy is centered. It's not flailing. It is in a good stance. Okay. And I want you to feel as though energy is flowing through you from what's called your right up here by your head. Okay. Um, Down through your forehead, into your chest, into your stomach, through your pelvis, into your legs, down your calves, and into your feet. And feel the presence of the Master gazing at you with love. Feel strength. Feel energy. Feel comfort. Feel the warmth of the Master calming you down. Feel him gazing upon you with love, with caring, with compassion. The Master God knows very well that we are feeling anxious, that we are feeling stress, that we're worried, that we are concerned. Take advantage of this time to breathe in calm, to breathe in relaxation, to breathe, period, to hold and to console ourselves, because the news is frightening. And like we have to take instruction in a plane, we have to put the mask on ourselves first before we can take care of others. Now that may sound very selfish, but we have to understand that in this time and place, we need to settle our own minds, our own hearts, and our own souls. So feel that. Feel the slowness. Feel the calm. Feel the peace. And recognize that all will be well. There's that great piece that comes out of the Psalms, David's Psalms, in the Jewish texts, which Jesus would certainly use and say, "Be still and know that I am God. Be 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 still and know that I am God." Because it is in the stillness that we can ground ourselves. So feel grounded. Feel still. Feel the everlasting arms of the Divine Master surround you, comfort you, and hold you. And know that God is with us. If enough people, I think, in this world can take on the energy of stillness, of peace, of calm, there's a very good chance that we will feel comfort, that we be able to demonstrate that to our loved ones, so that there is protection for not only us, but those that we pray for. It may feel like a tall order, But I firmly believe that enough of the world's population finds moments in the day to just pause. Just pause. Just pause. To ask for help. To pause. To feel the energy of our souls. Caress. Soothe. And to be vulnerable enough to give up trying to control it all. Give up the control. Give up needing the power. Rest in the everlasting arms of what St. Francis would call the Divine Master. This is how we can console ourselves. This is how we can console others. By quieting down our minds. By quieting the restlessness within us. So that we might be able to be beacons of light and of love and of peace and of calm to a world desperately looking for groundedness. Maybe that's the answer here. Maybe that's the way we treat each other better. When we see that everyone here is on the same plane, that nobody is better than another. And in this particular climate, we are all the same. We are all subject to the same pains and the same struggles. The difference is how we respond. Not how we react, but how we respond. And in that response, we can be a joyful lot. We can care for other people. We can love other people. We can pray for those who are sick and tired and wounded and hurt. This is how we share our hearts and our minds and our souls. Not from a place of ego, not from a place of needing to be consoled, but from a place of giving, place of the gift, not the getting, but the giving. This, I feel, is what humanity's been missing for a very long time. So, I call it an opportunity. I think it really is. But more than that, it's a chance to reconnect, to go deep and find out what's really going on inside of us. Let's just distance ourselves from all the superficial nonsense and get into the heart, into the feelings of what really matters so that we can actually care and be kind and be generous and be thoughtful and be human to each other. I don't think it's a really tall order. It's upon us. We have a choice. We can be restless and irritable and discontent and feed that wolf. Or we can be loving and joyful and kind and feed that wolf. The difference is which one will we feed? I'm choosing the latter. And that may be my disposition and that may be who I am. But I think there's more power in loving and not being fearful. And that's where I choose to be. So I love you all. And let's end with a prayer. O Divine Master, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O Divine Master, grant that I may not seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. As many of you know, there's more to this story, and we'll continue to look at this tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Bless you and keep you and guide you, and may the light of God shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Have a great night. I love you all. Be well.